Dave Watson, Extra Contact. We're online marketing strategists. But one common thing between all our clients who we deal with, your website, search engine optimization, social media strategies, is pretty well 95% of them all do email marketing. So it's a core piece of their marketing efforts. Just to let you know, I've got a table back there, and if you're interested, you can enter the draw. There's a feedback sheet too. I'd love to get some feedback from you. But put your business card in there. We're doing a draw for the engagement marketing book, which I'll touch on a little bit later as well from Constant Contact. As well, if you leave me your business card, I'll do a follow-up email. And if you're interested in getting the slides from today's show. So Constant Contact, as I say, their main product has always been email marketing. But they also have Event Spot. So many of our clients and many people obviously run events such as this, webinars, workshops. So you can tie that in with your Constant Contact account. Social campaigns. They have a product called it's a like date page. So you increase your likes on your Facebook page. Get more people interacting with you. As well as they have a survey module, which obviously ties in. You can send out an email asking people to do your survey, get great feedback from them. So it all ties in together. And what they've done is put it all now under one toolkit. So just like the telephone companies do, they bundle different packages together. Constant Contact's done that just to make it a little bit easier for you and to give you a better price on the whole deal. So, but today's presentation really we want to focus in on tips and tricks with the email marketing and social media. And this first slide, over 4.8 billion people in the world have a cell phone, which I'm sure most of you guys do too. But when we take a look at it, only 4.2 people have a toothbrush. So I'm hoping you guys are a combination of both here, so an overlap. So it just goes to show you the power of where the world's going. Online technology is taking over. And when you do send out an email, people are more apt to look at it on their mobile phone now, even on their desktop. So 38% are looking at it instantaneously on their iPhones. Briefly, a few slides. I was asked about Canada's anti-spam legislation that's coming into effect this July, or the short form for it, CASL. And what it's out there for is to really, protect the consumers out there of, not getting the spam. Nobody likes to get spam, and email marketing shouldn't be spam. Professional email marketing, permission-based email marketing isn't spam. But they put in some regulations now, which are going to go into effect in July. So if you are doing email marketing, you should be aware of them. Constant Contact also does, presentations every month, and a lot of companies are hiring even lawyers big time if they're doing commercial electronic messages, just to make sure they're going to be compliant with it. So it applies to email marketing and all social media marketing. And basically, in short, it's about permission-based email marketing is what you want to do, best practices. So there's two types of consent. There's either express consent or implied consent. An express consent is when you have explicit permission. Someone signs up from your sign-up box. Even at a trade show, you ask them for their business cards, but you're letting them know, they give you the business cards, you're going to go on my email list type of thing. So you're clearly describing what the person's going to get. And also always having a place for the person to unsubscribe as well. So if you are using an email marketing service, such as Constant Contact, and there's, they have hundreds of competitors out there as well, and they all comply to, probably to CASL and to professional email marketing standards. So make sure you use one of those if you are doing email marketing. And implied is essentially, your business clients who are buying products from you, buying services from you. It's implied that you can send out emails to them as well. Why should we be concerned about it? To say there are going to be fines coming out, and I don't think they're going to be attacking the small business guy who's going after his small database. It's mainly out there to protect us from the big spammers, and you know what you get when you receive something in your inbox. You know whether you've asked for that email or whether you haven't asked for that email. But they will be making an example out of someone in the future, so it is best to just comply with best practices. So ensure that people know what they're going to get when you do send them out an email and you've got their permission. Have the unsubscribe options and just really clear indications and set their expectations and meet their expectations with what you're going to send out. So email marketing falls under just general marketing practices, and over the last even over 100 years, there's been the marketing funnel, which is basically creating awareness, desire, and getting someone to take action. And then recently they added the satisfaction, making sure your clients are satisfied. But now we can take it beyond that. Even with online marketing, makes it easy to get your clients engaged in helping you find new people. So rather than the big funnel being at the top to find people, more emphasis on keeping your clients happy and your contacts happy, and having them help share your message with you. If you're putting out good information, they'll be more than willing to share that online. Everything when you have a restaurant or if you have a hotel, you're looking at all the people go there and look online for recommendations. So you want to keep your clients happy. You want to keep them engaged with your business. So say your customers and their friends and their contacts are your next best prospects. So keep that in mind. Keep them engaged. Engagement matters. So why email? There's lots of options out there when it comes to online marketing. I'd like to ask the question, how many people today, have been on their Facebook page? Just to raise a hand. How many people have, been on their LinkedIn or posted something on LinkedIn? Twitter, same thing. There's other social media sites. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So, what percentage? It's, a few people in the room. It's always at least 10, 20% of people have been on each one. But when it comes down to it, really, how many people have checked their emails today? Show of hands there. Pretty well all of you. So it shows the power of email still. When you look at it, some people say email marketing's dying, Facebook's taking over. Well, there's always going to be different tools out there. But one common thread, and depending on your business and your, who you're dealing with, you got to know your market. But people do have emails, and people still check their inbox. So the new word of mouth, or word of mouse in a way, is really engagement. It used to be you talk to your neighbor over the fence, you talk to one person at a time, you'd send a telephone call here and there. But now it's, you talk to all your clients at once. And then your clients, if they like what your customers, your prospects, if they like what you're sending out, they're going to share it. They're going to share your message. And they're going to share it with their, friends. So even if you have a database of 1,000 people and 10% of the people send it out to 10% of their people, you can amplify your message, 1,000 times over. So keep that in mind. There's a billion people on Facebook alone. 500 million daily users on it. So if you can get your message out to them, whether it's even through Facebook or through an email, and they share it with their followers on their Facebook, you can just see how you can send your message out exponentially to the people out there. And it's only getting bigger and bigger, obviously. So word of mouth is still, when you ask people, how do you get your business? A lot of times people have always been saying, even back before online marketing, through word of mouth, through referrals. So you just want to take it to another level with social media to have your clients help you spread your message through social media. 82% of people will believe a third party, even someone they don't even know. TripAdvisor, someone you don't even know. You're going to believe their testimonial about going to some exotic resort in Mexico or something over a self-serve ad, from the hotel itself. So it shows the power of social media and where people are getting their information these days. Why does email work? Because initially you got to get it to the person, and they're going to get an email, from somebody they know and trust, whether it's an association that you're a member of, whether it's a person who's doing work for you. You can be selective on who you get your emails from, but when you get them, you're going to trust them, and that's the big thing. So a quick poll about emails: when you send out an email, what percentage of people will open it up in the first hour? We got here everything from 9% to 24%. So the quick answer here is 24%. So when you send out an email, you're going to get your results back instantaneously. In the first 4 hours, you're going to have up to 50% of your opens in the first 4 hours. In the first 48 hours, you're probably going to have about 80 to 90% of your results in. So you don't have to wait that long before you can get in there and investigate your tracking metrics on your email campaign and do some follow-up work. And you have the advantage. You can compete with the larger companies. You can get out there, be yourself. You've got your own brand to deal with. You've got your own message. You're the expert basically in your industry. So get out there and share your message with your clients and the people that want to get your message. Emails have come a long way. Back before HTML, there are a lot of text messages. There are text emails out there. The use of HTML came in and made the emails a little bit better. And, now the use of pictures and photos. Photos have really helped quite a bit to really, get your message out and looking professional in a professional manner. So they arrive in the inbox or on the iPhone in a professional manner. You always say, well, what do I write about? Well, essentially you write what you know when they don't know. You're the expert. You're the expert in your industry. Whether you're a dentist, whether you're a car dealership, whether you own a restaurant, you've got things that you can share with your readerships that they don't know about. And that's where you want to be placed in their eyes. What do you have that they don't have access to? Who are your resources? Who do you connect with? Are you a member of an association? Share that association news. An original isn't required. To say you can go with your contacts and your people and share that message. Retweet it, repost it, share the message on Facebook, comment on a blog. There's lots of things that you can do that isn't your own content. But be yourself. When you're doing something like an email or even social media, you're not writing a thesis for the university or writing a big report. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it friendly. Be yourself. Use pictures. I would deal with a client who's an accountant, and most of his stuff that goes out is pretty dry, but every now and then on Facebook he'll put something funny, a funny picture of a cat or a dog and something, and it's amazing. He can send out all the tax tips he wants, but it's the comments that he gets back from the funny ones that have the most interaction with his clients, and they like that. Lets them know that this accountant is still human. So how much is enough? Basically, less is more. As I say, you're not writing a full report here. You don't write 10 tips. 10 tips is basically 10 newsletters. Less is more. Keep your focus on 1 or 2 points. And remember that people are looking at these things on their iPhones for the most part, initially. And when you look at something on your iPhone, people have the attention span of a gnat, basically. Give them 1 or 2 seconds. It's got to catch their eye. Make them an offer. What do you write about? If you're a restaurant, you may want to be putting in recipes or a coupon or something in there to drive people into your storefront. Same with retail, same thing. Or if you're business to business, maybe educate your clients. Hints and tips is always a strong recommended thing, because what's in it for the reader really? What's going to get them attracted to wanting to get your email? Invite them to events. If you're non-profit or a charity, have them help them out, support the cause. If you don't stay in touch with them, somebody else will. What you don't want to be is this guy. Everybody knows this guy, right? The salesman. This is what you don't want to be. You don't want to come across as a cheesy salesman. You want to come across professional manner, So the second poll, just in summary, where do we get our content from? Your own content. Twitter's a good resource. Google News. Join your competitors' email list. Find out what they're putting out. Stay on top of what they're doing. So the answer is basically all of them. There's lots of places to go and get information. So content's usually not an issue. And pictures, whether it's you're doing an email, and all the social media sites are geared around pictures now. Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, everything goes better with pictures. Picture speaks 1,000 words. A video does that times 10. So you can increase your engagement by putting in good quality pictures to go along with your message. We just take an overview of a newsletter, and this is one's been around for a bit, but just a couple key points in here. What we want to have in our newsletters, good content, but in this template we've got to join my mailing list. Some people say, well, why do I need to join my mailing list if people are already on it? Well, it's in case people forward the email to somebody else. If they like your content and you got a good little article here on how you can, feed chocolate to dogs, but not that type of chocolate, or whatever it is, educational, and that person may forward it off to one of their friends. And then when the friend gets it, they can join your mailing list as well. So throughout your newsletter, we've got sort of areas where it's forward to a friend up top, and then after each article, forward to a friend. So when the person gets it, just subliminally, they're going to press maybe even the top of their Outlook and forward off to a few people that they know. Invite them to your social media sites. If you've got a Facebook page, or LinkedIn, or Twitter, or whatever you have, invite them to join you there as well. Although people have email, some people are more fanatical about Facebook than others, and they spend the majority of their time on Facebook. So join them where they are, and invite them to join you. With every campaign, should have a purpose. It's not just a question of blindly sending out an email. You want to send out a message and then anticipate the response. But also you want to be able to measure that response. And every email service provider should have a good tracking system to measure the response. How many people opened up your email, what they clicked on, when they opened it up, and what they clicked on. You should be able to tell what individual links within your email they clicked on, and who actually clicked on it. And so if you have some key call to action links within your email, then, as we say, the fortune's in the follow-up. What did they click on? What do you want to do your follow-up with? If you've got an event, maybe you want to call those people and ask them, hey, I've got that event coming up, and you're going to call up 10% of your people, 20% of your people, instead of calling your whole database. So you can identify some good leads. So the fortune's in the follow-up after the email, and you want to go in there with that intent. So we talked about forwarding your email, and then the other thing is to share your email. So your two best friends now are forward and share. So most systems out there now have the social share buttons at the top. You see them a lot of times on blog pages as well. So if you click on these links, it's not going to go to that person's social media sites. It's going to be so you can share the message on your own site. So if you're getting a message from an industry expert, you really like it, and you want to share that with your database, you're simply, you can hit the share button and put it on your Facebook page, or you put tweet it, put it on LinkedIn. You can put it wherever you want within your social media site. So it's to encourage people to send it out to their database and amplify your efforts. So email and social really work together. When you send out your email, you're trying to drive people to your, to good articles, good information, but also to join you to where they are most comfortable being. And so you want to be where your customers are. And vice versa. You've got a Facebook page, but you've also got a newsletter. You want to drive people, from your Facebook page to join your newsletter. Offer them a tip, offer them an incentive, offer them something to join you on another page, another medium. So now, later, or never. Who's it from? The key words here. Who's your email from? We talked about that. What's the subject? And when do you send out your communication? So we talked about the from line. People will open up an email if they trust you, or they'll consider opening up the email if they trust you. But really, if they know it's coming from me, they're still not going to open it up. It's not enough. It's like a magazine in the store. You trust the magazine, but you're not going to buy that magazine unless it's got a good headline. And that's where your subject or headline comes in. So what's one thing that we don't, that we don't name our May newsletter? Well, we don't name it March newsletter, of course, but we don't even name it May newsletter. So we want to keep things current. We want to keep what's intriguing. Ask a question. Do you buy your pet a Christmas present? 3 tips to help your dog beat the heat. Something that's going to intrigue someone to open it up and find out the information. Limited spaces. Put some urgency in there. Keep it to really 5 to 7 words, and keep it sharp. So if you're sending out an email campaign, come up with a subject line, but ask your peers or whoever's reviewing that email with you, what's the more intriguing thing that you can find within this email campaign that's going to attract people to open it up. And then when to send and post. For social media, you got to be sending it out. You got to be active on it. There's no point, starting up a Facebook page if you're not going to be posting on Facebook. There's nothing worse than going to someone's site and having it dormant. So you can do more damage. So get out there and have a plan. Have some content ready to go. To say, if you've got 10 tips, don't put them all out and here's 10 tips on something. Drip those tips out over. If you've got a workshop, you've got a course, drip your information out slowly but surely. 3 to 5 times a week. Use automated tools to help. For email, a newsletter is usually the most common thing that people do. But depending, maybe you have a retail store or you've got yourself an entertainment place and you want to send out, the menu for the Friday or the entertainment for Friday. So there's different aspects. Know your clients. But for the most part, people generally send out a monthly newsletter. and with periodic emails in between that are, isolated and more straight to the point. But really know your clients. When are they most likely to take action? So you can monitor and schedule to help you out with your social media. Now, when to send and post. If you're going business to business, the best time, they say, is Tuesdays to Thursdays, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Mondays, people's inbox are full when they arrive to work. Fridays, nice days like today or tomorrow, people are going to be taking off. So stay away from Fridays and Mondays. And then weekends, people are around business to business. So, and aim for a Tuesday, because if you miss a Tuesday, you can always do it Wednesday. You miss Wednesday, you can go Thursday. You miss Thursday, then you're into next week again. So aim for a Tuesday. Business to consumer, it's really a crapshoot. People open up emails all different times. So what I'd suggest there is, split up your list and send the email out, a Tuesday, someone out maybe on a weekend. Just try different times to see which one gets the highest opens, and and then monitor when people are opening it up. You can track that as well. So, it's essentially when, basically when, if you do enough tracking, when are your readers opening it up your information? When you get the best results. So, in summary, social media is like a cocktail party. Sort of listen and then respond. People ask me about Twitter. Well, Twitter's a great place to go and listen. Go and listen and use it as a resource to find things about your business. So in a cocktail party, you want to show up. You want to be brief, be brilliant, and be gone. In other words, you don't want to be hanging out there all night long selling people. You want to invite people over to a more intimate setting, which is essentially your email system. And that way, people get to know you on a better basis. You get to know them. So use the email as a next step to get the more involvement with your database. See, it's all about engagement. Number one, part of it is experience. You have to have a good product, a good service. If you don't have a good product, a good service, it doesn't matter what you're doing out there as far as marketing goes. And if you have a bad product or bad service, social media is going to hurt you more than help you. So, bottom line, you got to have a good product or service. You got to entice people. You got to get involved with them, get them engaged. Get them back to your storefront, back to your business. And the outside of this is once again, getting them engaged with your business and helping them send prospects your way. So once again, all about engagement. And that's a combination, once again, between having permission to send it out to that database, so the people you send it to want to get your email, along with, once again, engagement. So you're turning your clients and helping them turn strangers into prospects and clients. So get out there and listen. There's tons of social media sites. So find out where your clients are. Do a survey. Where do you hang out? Is it Facebook mostly? Where is it? If you need help with your social media, it's a good website to go to, socialquickstarter.com. It can help you, create your Facebook page, get up and running with LinkedIn, Twitter, some really good information there. Everybody can do it. It's a do-it-yourself system, but if you need help, there's resources out there, there's books out there, there's seminars. Constant Contact puts on monthly seminars just down here at BCIT, as well as throughout the Lower Mainland. So use resources out there. Hire a consultant. Hire someone who can help you really get started in the right direction. The engagement marketing book, I've got a draw, as I say, back here. So anybody interested in that, it's a really good read, really practical, down to earth. So. It was done by Constant Contact. They sort of coined the phrase engagement marketing, and to be an expert or coin a phrase, you pretty well got to write a book to go with it. So that's where that came from. And once again, just if you have any questions on Constant Contact, I'm going to be around after the luncheon today as well. So feel free to come by and talk to me, or leave me your business card, or we can connect next week at any time. And that's it. Thank you very much, and look forward to the rest of the luncheon and hearing the other speakers.